Good morning, all. This is Ritu Saxena, faculty in Management Department. Today, we are going to discuss the topic, the introductory part of organizational behavior. It is the part of Unit 1, which is being taught in BBA first semester. Firstly, we will discuss what our organizations are. Organizations are not physical structures. Rather, they are people who work together to achieve a set of shared goals. People who work in organizations have structured patterns of interaction, meaning that they expect each other to complete certain tasks in an organized way. So basically, organizations are not at all physical structures. It is a place where different kinds of people work together and they share common goals and they achieve those goals with collective efforts. We depend on organization for education, employment, food, clothing, shelter, health, wealth, recreation, travel, and much more. In fact, organization touch every aspect of our life. Now, why we are studying this subject, organizational behavior? It is a subject which not only makes an individual a better employee of an organization, but makes him or her a better person, a better citizen. So, by promoting positive attitudes and creating high tastes, OB contributes towards better quality of life. So, basically, it improves the quality of life. In the first place, organizational behavior provides a roadmap to our lives in the organization. Everyone of us has an inherent need to know about the world in which we live. This is particularly true in organizations as they have a profound effect on our actions and behaviors. Now we'll discuss some introduction of organizational behavior. It is related to individuals, group of people who work together in teams or in groups. The study of OB relates to the expected behavior of an individual in an organization. Actually, there is some kind of behavior which is expected from the employee in every organization. So OB basically study this behavior which is expected from every individual. No two individuals are likely to behave in the same manner in a particular work situation because we all are unique. So our behavior pattern is also different. So that is why this is the reason that no two individuals are expected to behave in a particular way, in the same way, in a particular situation. It must be understood that very credential of an individual, his background, social framework, educational update, impact of social groups, and other situational factors on behavior. Now, what exactly OB is? It is a theoretical framework of behavioral sciences that are focused to understand, predict, and manage human behavior in organization with the aim to achieve organizational goal. So, by considering human behavior as the main factor of OB, is the comprehensive study of the behavior of an individual and groups in organization and organization themselves as they act and interact to achieve the specified desired results or objectives. Or OB or organizational behavior is the study of human behavior in an organization. There are various definitions given by various authors. First of all, we discuss the definition given by Gary Johns. Organizations are social invention for accomplishing goal through group efforts. Keith Davis in Newstorm says, OB is the study and application of knowledge about people act within the organization. So basically, it is the human tool for human benefit. According to Fred Luthens, OB is directly concerned with the understanding, prediction, and control of human behavior. So, firstly, we understand the behavior, then we predict the behavior, and then only we can control the human behavior within the organization. By the definition, OB is the field of study that investigate the impact that individuals, groups, and organizational structure have on behavior within the organization for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organizational effectiveness. So it is clear by the definition that it investigates the behavior and the impact of that behavior within the organization with the motive to improve the effectiveness of the organization. 𝓕𝓸𝓻𝓮 defines the study and application of knowledge about human behavior related to other elements of an organization like structure, technology, and social system. And Stephen P. Robbins says that OB as a systematic study of actions and attitudes that people exhibit within the organization. Now we will discuss some nature and scope, or we can say the features of organizational behavior. The first feature or the nature or the scope of OB is it is a separate field of study and not a discipline only. By this definition, a discipline is an accepted science that is based on a theoretical foundation. But OB has a multi-interdisciplinary orientation and is thus not based on a specific theoretical background. Therefore, it is better reasonable to call OB a separate field of study rather than a discipline only. Second point, interdisciplinary approach. OB is essentially interdisciplinary approach to study human behavior. It tries to integrate the relevant knowledge drawn from related disciplines like psychology, sociology, and anthropology. We are required and supposed to study these disciplines too in OB. So that is why we are saying that it is interdisciplinary approach because we are studying so many disciplines within OB. And definitely it helps to study and analyze the behavior within the organization. Now we are saying that it is an applied science. The very nature of OB is applied. What OB basically does is the application of various researches to solve the organizational problems which are related to human behavior. So the basic line of difference between pure science and OB is that while the former concentrates on fundamental researches, the later concentrates on applied researches. So OB involves both applied research and its application in organizational analysis. Hence, we can say OB can be called both science as well as art. Fourth point says that OB is a normative science. OB is normative science also. While the positive science discuss only the cause and effect relationship. Generally, we study cause and effect relationship in the science. But OB prescribes how the findings of applied researches can practically applied to socially accepted organizational goals. So we can say OB deals with what is accepted by individuals and society engaged in an organization. So we can say that it is normative as well as well underscored by the proliferation of management theories. It is a humanistic and optimistic approach also. Organizational behavior applies humanistic approach towards people working in the organization. It deals with the thinking and feeling of human beings. OB is basically based on belief that people have innate desire to be independent, creative, and productive. Like every individual wants to be independent as well as the creativity which an individual is having, that there is an innate desire to represent or present the creativity and productivity. So it also realizes that people working in the organization can and will actualize their potential if they are giving proper working conditions. If the proper environment is given to the employees, then only their creativity, their productivity will be enhanced. As well as environment affects the performance of the worker in the organization. The kind of environment you are giving to your employees, definitely it is going to affect the performance and the productivity. Now, 6 point says that it is a total system approach. The system approach is one that integrates all the variables affecting organizational functioning. The system approach has been developed by the behavioral scientist to analyze human behavior in view of his or her socio-physiological framework. We are talking about socio as well as psychological framework. The man's socio-psychological framework makes a man complex one, and the system approach tries to study his or her complexity and find solution to it. Now, what is the scope of OB? It may be summed up in the words of Stephen P. Robbins, which is as follows. OB is the field of study that investigate the impact that individual, group, and structure have on behavior within the organization. Through this line, it is very much clear that we are going to study the impact that an individual, a group, or a structure have on the behavior within the organization. And we are having certain purpose of applying such knowledge. Whatever knowledge we are going to get, we are going to apply that knowledge towards what? Towards improving an organization effectiveness. Ultimate goal is to make any organization effective, increase productivity, increase performance. So for that, we are supposed to apply the knowledge we have gained, as well as the impact individuals, groups, and structures are creating or having on the behavior of the employees within the organization. We have divided the scope in 3 levels. Like first level is individual behavior, second is group, and third one is structure. So we are going to discuss these certain points under the first level, individual behavior. There are 5 points under this level: personality, perception, attitude, learning, and motivation. Second point is group behavior, or second level is group behavior, which consists of 4 subtitles like work group and group dynamics, dynamics of conflict, communication, leadership. The third level, which is organization structure, which includes its process as well as application also. It is again divided in 4 parts: organizational climate, organizational culture, organizational change, and organizational development. Now, these are certain key elements of the OB. Key elements of OB, as it is shown in the diagram, that there are 3 major areas which we are going to focus, that is people, technology, and structure. And the environment is going to affect the relationship of all these 3. So organization is basically having these key elements which we study, and these key elements are affecting each other and getting affected by the another one. Like people in technology is getting affected by environment. Structure and technology, again, the relationship between these 2 is affected by the environment. Again, the people and structure of the organization, the relationship between these 2 is affected by the environment, as well as the relationship between these key elements is going to affect the environment. Now, who are these people and why they are working as the key element of any organization? So people make up the internal social system of any organization. They consist of individuals and group. These are the people who are the asset of any organization and exactly who perform for the organization. Groups are dynamic because we make groups, and after completing a particular task, the group is dissolved or dispersed. They form, change, and disband. Organization exists to serve people. Now we talk about the structure. Structure defines this formal relationship of the people in the organization. There is a particular structure which is being followed in every organization, and it varies from organization to organization. But generally, there is a hierarchy which is followed in every organization, that there are 3 levels: top, middle, and lower, which every organization used to follow. But the relationship which is formal may vary from organization to organization. So different jobs are required to accomplish all of an organization's activity. So there are managers, employees, accountants, and assemblers. There are several roles in any organization. So these people have to be related in some structural way so as to perform the work smoothly and effectively coordinated. So these relationships create complex problems of cooperation, negotiation, and decision making. That is why formal relationship is developed in the organization so as to complete the task or achieve the goals in the very smooth manner. Next, we are going to discuss that is technology. Technology provides the resources within which people work and affect their task. The technology used has a significant influence on working relationships. The great benefit of technology is that it allows people to do more and better work. Technology always supports and it makes our work easier, but it also restricts people in various ways. It has cost as well as benefit. Like technology is having pros and cons. It is having benefits, so it is having disadvantages also. Now we will talk about the environment. All organization operates with an external and internal environment. A single organization does not exist alone. Any organization cannot survive in solitude. So it is a part of a larger system that contains many other elements such as government, the family, and other organizations. All of these mutually influence each other in the complex system that creates a context for a pupil, that is a group of people. So individual organizations such as a factory or a school cannot escape being influenced by this external environment. So it influences the attitude of the pupil, affects working conditions, and provides competition for resources and the power. It must be considered in the study of human behavior in organization. Now we will discuss certain goal of OB. OB is an applied science that deals with individual behavior as well as group behavior in an organization. So we quickly have a look on these four goals: to describe, to understand, to predict, to control. So the first objective is to describe how people behave under various conditions. Like as a manager, if I have information about particular junior officer that he comes office and late and leaves the office early, so I would like to know, I would like to describe that why he or she is behaving in a particular way. Now, next step or the next goal is to understand that why that person, the reason behind why that particular person is coming late in a continuous form. The second goal of OB is to understand why people behave as they do. So managers have to understand the reason behind a particular action. For example, a manager, I must find, as a manager, I must find out the reason why the junior officer is coming late and going earlier. Next is to predict and to control. Predict. Now I will predict the future behavior of the employee. It is my next goal. Usually manager would have the capacity to predict why the employees are committed to the organization or not. Like for example, if I have to realize why he wants to leave my organization, how can I hold the officer in my organization, what should be done by me in this situation, or what is my role, etc. So this is the way I'm going to predict the behavior of the particular employee. Now the last part is to control. After I have come to know, I have understood like why the person is behaving, I have predicted why the person is behaving, the reason, as well as I have predicted the future behavior also. Now I must control that behavior because I am having certain information about that particular employee. So the final goal of the OB is to control and develop a friendly atmosphere in the organization. Since managers are responsible for the overall performance of an organization, so they must develop workers' teamwork skills and commitment. So managers should take necessary actions for themselves. Like in the above case, I can increase the financial benefit for the officer if it is not satisfactory for him, or I can help him to solve his personal problem, or I can negotiate him to solve any other organizational problem. So these were certain goals of OB. Now this is all for today, and we'll discuss some other topic in some other lectures. Till then, goodbye and take care.